I love Christmas. I've said that to you the last few weeks, and several have shared that from up front here, and it is just such a sweet time of year. So many good things about it. I love the lights, the music, the food, all the different treats we get to enjoy this time of year. I love Christmas. There is one thing about Christmas that I don't love, something that's a little bit awkward and uncomfortable. Maybe some of you can relate to this. Some of you probably can't, but some of you probably can. When I buy a gift for someone, and those moments between handing them the gift and them actually opening it and seeing what I gave them, those are anxious moments for me. Is anyone with me in that? Wondering what are they going to think of this? Did I get the right thing? I'm always trying to find like the right thing, something they'll like. I don't want to make them uncomfortable. I had something happen to me years ago. I was a kid. I was probably 12 or 13 years old, and I was on the receiving end of a not so great gift, even though the intentions were really kind. I was out with a friend and his mom. It was around Christmas time. We were shopping, and his mom decided to buy me a t-shirt of one of my favorite sports teams. And when I opened the gift and saw the t-shirt, I was excited. It looked great. I tried it on. It fit great. Everything was great. Except, I should mention it was on discount. So you're wondering how it looks great. Everything was spelled correctly. It's a team I liked. Fit fine. Except, it had these fibers on the inside of the shirt. Like itchy. No matter what, I could, from the neck, everywhere it touched my skin. Like if you could picture sandpaper made of cotton somehow. I don't know how to, but it was like the most, I'm saying this to you, and I'm feeling the shirt right now as I say it. I have the heebie-jeebies so badly right now, and so it vexed my OCD soul, even though the intentions were so good. So I don't want to do that to anybody. I don't want to put anybody through that. So I can really struggle. It can be anxiety-ridden for me to give a gift. And that type of experience is why we invented the expression, it's the thought that counts. It's the thought that counts. That's also why we invented gift cards. When it comes to giving gifts, we have limitations. God, however, is the perfect gift giver. He's the perfect gift giver. When Pastor Rob and I talked about this evening an opportunity for me to share a message, my heart went to this passage, kind of an unlikely Christmas text. It's really just one verse in James chapter 1. You don't need to turn there. I know it's dark out there. I'll just read it to you. It's just one verse, James chapter 1, verse 17. It says, every good thing given and every perfect gift is from above, coming down from the Father of lights, with whom there is no variation or shifting shadow. God gives only good and even perfect gifts. Life itself is a good and perfect gift, coming down from above. Everything we experience from His hand, graciously given to us, generously given to us. As I said, so many good things about this season that we enjoy, right? From our favorite Christmas foods, Christmas cookies. I like our late friend Bill Johnson, who's home with the Lord right now. I am a sucker for Christmas cookies, man. I love them. All different kinds. We went out last night with our family. We had dinner. We had plenty to eat. We were good. However, there was one stop we had to make on the way home. Chick-fil-A has, this time of year, for a limited time, the peppermint milkshake. If you have not had a peppermint milkshake, do yourself a favor. Go over there quickly. I don't know when they stop. They stop soon, too soon. But they have them now. Delicious. It has like Ghirardelli chocolate chunks in the drink, which is a textural kind of weird thing, but it's delicious. It's exquisite. From the tastes to the music, Christmas music that we love. Every Christmas I listen to "O Holy Night" by David Phelps. If you haven't heard that, Google that. Not now, but at some point, ask me and I'll remind you his name. David Phelps gives me goosebumps as he belts out that beautiful song. Listen, everything from the tastes and the sounds and the sights this time of year, God created all these things. God created all these ingredients. God gave us our sense of hearing, our sense of touch, our sense of smell, our sense of taste, our sense of sight. God gave us all these good gifts, these perfect gifts. They come down from above, from the Father of lights. He is so kind to us in this life. And even the harder things, even the things that we humanly would not consider perfect, the things that hurt, the losses this time of year. I just received a message earlier this afternoon that one of my closest friends, he was in ministry with me back there in Washington, and their family became like family to us. And his mom, whom they've been tending to, she was on home hospice care. She passed away today. And I thought of my friends and their love for their mom. And I thought of our experience. It all just came flooding into my mind. Our experience with her, Marilee is her name, Marilee Carnahan. She's home with Jesus now. And I thought, on one hand, what a blessing, because they were able to spend her last days with her, and her whole family was able to be with her. And at the same time, I thought, what a loss, right? I mean, this time of year, they will always remember Christmas as the time when mom passed away. So these things hurt. They seem to hurt more this time of year, losses of all kinds, whether it's something like that or a financial loss. Maybe things are tight for you this year, tighter than normal, then you feel it more intensely. The loss of relationships, when there's a rift of some kind, when there's distance, because we know that Christmas is a time for togetherness and family and friends, and when there's friction, it just doesn't feel right, does it? We just know it's not the way that it ought to be. And so something's out of whack, something's missing. And we say, it's good, but it's just not what it should be. We can feel that way. But even as we've been talking about for a while now through Hebrews and other studies that we've been leading here, there's this concept that God is in control of all things. The same one who gave all these good gifts He's in control. He's behind the scenes orchestrating things. And from his perspective, even the hard things, though he is grieved by them, he does not delight in evil, does not relish these horrible things that can happen in this fallen, broken world. But he does still declare it good. And he says he has a good plan. And he says he's going to redeem all things. In the end, it's all going to be made right. Like, he knows what he's doing. And so from his perspective, it is a good and perfect gift coming down from him. And sometimes we can struggle to make sense of all that, but it is a good and perfect gift. And with him, it's, in terms of these earthly experiences, it's not just, the thought that counts, is what we said earlier. Like, it's hard to fathom this, but in the mind of God, in eternity past, It's the Father, the Son, and the Spirit in relationship, and they have this plan. We talked about it this morning. They have this perfect plan. And that thought in the mind of God becomes a word where God speaks. And when God speaks, things come into existence. And that word becomes a gift. The realities that we just finished talking about, the things that we experience in this world, in this natural physical world, all from our great, loving, generous Creator, gifts given to us, good gifts, perfect gifts, redeemable gifts. And of all the gifts God gives, Jesus himself is the best gift. He is the ultimate gift, the capital P, perfect gift. The greatest expression of your God's good wishes toward you. In James 1:17, it says, every good gift comes down from above. I love the song, The Son of God Came Down. Some of you have heard that. It's kind of more of a modern Christmas song. He came down. He came down to meet us where we live. He came down in a humble fashion, didn't he? He came down born in a feeding trough, a manger, in a stable, with all the sights and the sounds and the smells of a stable. He's the King of the universe. How would you expect him to enter this world? That way? No, that's not how we would write the story. If I was a royal person, I wouldn't choose to enter an environment that way. I would want to be celebrated, magnified in obvious ways. Jesus comes in the most lowly way, most unexpected way, even like a filthy way in terms of his environment. I mean, just think for a moment. I mean, the sights, the sounds, the smells. I mean, I don't even like petting zoos. I don't want to go anywhere with smelly animals like that. It's not, and that's where the Son of God, he enters there. What does that say to us? Well, it says a lot of things. One of the things it says to us is, he came to meet us in our darkest, ugliest, smelliest, nastiest places of our hearts. He came to meet us in those areas where we harbor our own pride, our own sense of entitlement, our own anger and jealousy and bitterness toward other people, our own ingratitude. He came to meet us there, like he's communicating, I'm reaching down to where you are. To be Emmanuel, God with us. I know something about you. I know most of you fairly well, but even those of you I don't know that well. Maybe you're visiting tonight. Either way, I know something about you. The deepest things about the way you think and what you value and what hurts you in life and what you are chasing after and what you're protecting and what you're struggling with. I know that there's no other person, even your closest loved ones, there's nobody else who can fully understand you. And I know there are times when you feel alone in that lowliness, in that ugliness, in that nastiness. I know that's true. It's true of you. It's true of me. And one of the magnificent things that God is conveying to us through Jesus is that every good and perfect gift comes down from above, from the Father of lights, with whom there is no variation or shifting shadow. He never changes. He loves sinners. He loves you and cares for you. He has mercy on you in all of the self-inflicted torture of your sin. Though we have all rebelled against him, mischaracterized him, undervalued him, according to Romans, we're at enmity with him, hostile toward him. He comes for us when we're like that. It is astounding. It is the best news you will ever hear. It is what Christmas is all about. It is the light shining into the darkness. It is Isaiah 9, verse 2, which says, people walk in the darkness and they shall see a great light. Those who dwell in a dark land, the light will shine upon them. This is God coming to us, invading our space in the best possible way, assuring us of the love of our Creator God and the forgiveness of our Creator God and the mercy and grace of our Creator God. The Son of God coming down. With God, it's not just the thought that counts. Even this gift of Jesus, which began in the mind of God as a thought, and then became the Word of God. All the promises throughout the Old Testament. There's a child coming. He's going to rescue you. There's hope coming. The Prince of Peace is coming. The Wonderful Counselor is coming. All these predictions, countless predictions, really, explicit, implicit, so many pointing. There's one coming. So it's a thought which becomes a word, incarnate when Jesus shows up in flesh. The Word was made flesh and dwelt among us to live with us, to enjoy the good things in life, which I'm sure he did, the pleasures of music and delicious foods and celebrations and even holidays. And then also to endure the harder things that are also good and perfect gifts coming down from above, the harder things, the trials that James 1 refers to right in the same context. He had his version of that too. He was tempted in all ways that we are tempted, yet without sin. He was a man of sorrows and acquainted with grief. He was despised and forsaken of men. He was belittled. He was maligned. He was denied. He was betrayed by his siblings, by his disciples, by everybody. And he receives it from his Father's hand. And then he goes to the cross. You see, it wasn't just an idea in the mind of God. It was an idea that became a word incarnate, that became a gift, that became the very gift of salvation. So that God sees us in our place of our pride, and he ministers to us through his humility. He sees us in our place of our greed, and he ministers to us his generosity. He sees us in our place of anger and bitterness, and he ministers to us with this everlasting, nonstop flow of mercy and compassion. Because that is who God is. for his people. He is the giver of the perfect gift. God so loved the world that he, what? Gave. That he gave. Let's pray together before we sing some more.